Imagine you're walking down the street, and to your right, you see an animal far away, alone, shivering from the cold of last night's storm, and looking at you, looking for hope. A lot of animals that are found on the street are brought into shelters at no fault of their own. Adopting a pet can be one of the most rewarding experiences that a family can encounter. Today I'd like to share with you the many benefits and why I think that if you and your family are considering bringing a new pet into your home, why you should consider adopting over going to a pet store to find your next furry friend. So to begin, I'd like to share with you some of the benefits using supportive materials from websites and research to justify my responses. Did you know that each year 2.7 million animals are euthanized that are in shelters? A lot of the times this is simply because they don't have enough room for all the animals coming in. Luckily, by adopting a pet, you're saving a life, and two, you're making more room for more animals to come into the shelter. So by taking one animal out of the shelter, another one can be put into the shelter. So there's two different benefits just by adopting from a shelter right there. According to a website called modcat.com, most animals end up in shelters at no fault of their own. So it's not even their fault most of the time. A lot of the times, maybe a family is going through a divorce. Maybe the family is moving to, a new apartment where they don't allow certain cats or a certain type of dog, or maybe the dog's too big. Then they decide to put the animal into a shelter because it's not accepted. It is interesting to note that a lot of the pet stores today are looking to bring in animals simply to make a profit. So they go to puppy mills to bring in a lot of the animals into their store to make money. Another benefit and another reason you should really consider looking into adoption from a shelter or a rescue organization is that it's cost effective. So a lot of times the adoption fee covers things like their first shots, their first vaccinations, microchipping, and a lot of the times the animals are coming trained. So sometimes they're already potty trained to go outside, and they're already used to being in a home. Animals that are in rescues primarily are working with a foster parent, so they're living in a home already, and they have experience with children, they have experience with other animals. So if you have any questions regarding the animal about their history and you're kind of unsure about the animal, this is the first person that you can go to for that information. So that's great. Another thing I'd like to share with you and kind of persuade you into buying a rescue animal is that it's just a great companion. So they might have baggage, but the good thing is that with working with a shelter, if the first animal that you meet doesn't really fit your family or your needs, the foster might have another idea for you as to what kind of animal might work best. So a lot of times when adopting a pet, there's quite a few myths that a family might think. So maybe they don't know the history of the animal that well, and they're kind of scared. But like I said before, that you can just go to the foster parent again, and they might have another recommendation for you. In the end, when you're looking at these animals in the shelters and they're kind of hiding in the corner, they're not really coming to you right away, it's not because of their personality per se. It may be because they're just not used to love yet. So for a personal story that I'd like to include with you today, just to sort of show you the benefits and why you really should consider adopting over buying from a pet store, is because these animals have great personalities. I recently adopted a pet. Her name is Cora. She actually came from Texas, and she came back here to New York to be with us. And she had a litter of puppies, we think, because she had the marks on her stomach and everything. She is a great dog. She's not liking the cold right now in New York, but other than that, her personality is awesome. The only reason that we think that she was put into a shelter is because she couldn't have babies anymore, and they didn't want her because she wasn't breeding. A lot of times in Texas, they let their dogs wander the streets, so it's not the best environment for them. But luckily, we found her, we took her in, and she's a great part of our home now. I wish I could pick her up and show you guys, but I'm not sure where she is right now. But I just want to let you know that if you're thinking about getting a pet for your family, look into your local organizations, because if you're looking for a specific breed, you can just Google, Black Lab rescue organizations or Chihuahua rescue organizations, and you might find just what you're looking for. So thank you for taking your time and listening to my presentation today. I really hope you and your family would just consider looking at a rescue and bringing home a new furry friend, hopefully in the future. Thank you.